And we had some good help from people.
That was Jan's brother turning up the microphone.
And over there is his sister, his wife, her sister, serving the refreshment.
Some of the refreshments came from Baltimore, from Pat Landis, Jan's sister, who couldn't be here. And we're glad the people came from Florida, all the way from Florida.
Yay! We're having a good time, too. And my dear friend, Harlan Buck, his wife Linda, works a lot at here in Fletcher House. He made a nice rack for me. And Dorothy Fons and my sister Phyllis rearranged my puppets very beautifully. Mm-hmm. I'll start first without the stage and explain the family here. This is a family from 1950 or 47. The first one I got was 47. Mm-hmm. Did you perform from 47? You sat around and waited? And when did you start? Come on.
1950.
1950. Where did you come from?
New York.
New York. In 47, my family, without me, went up to New York City, to visit my older sister who was working for Esso in the Rockefeller Center building. And my brother was a little high school boy then, Anyway, he bought 2 puppets down in the mall there, and he gave me Marmaduke. So I had Marmaduke from 1947, and when I'm telling the story.
Okay.
When we got to, after seminary in St. Louis, Eden, and we went to Tiffin, where we had studied at Heidelberg for 4 years, and to work in the church as a director of Christian education. And I started there in the fall, and at Christmas time, one of the adults had remembered me as a college student doing impersonations and imitations. They said, "Would you come to our adult class and do and do a show, do something for us, a program?" That's what the word program, yeah. Well, Marmaduke, and I don't have him anymore. Pinocchio doll. I cut the head off and put a dress on it, and then turned the body around. And the body's around here somewhere. I don't have her out. It has a ribbon right where the crotch would be. And she would talk. So she didn't talk. But we had this Pinocchio and you and the baby, I guess, didn't we? That baby, that's made from a real doll, baby doll. Did you? Okay. Well, after we had that one show, everybody else wanted to have something. And then we got a few more puppets. And the next one I found these wooden ones that were made somewhere. This is Hildegard. Oh, my dear. She sounds just like Visonia. And then I don't know what you sounded like. And after starting in 1950, they did puppet shows behind a chair with 2 chairs with a blanket, or coming up behind a sofa. And I never could stand up after the show because my feet were asleep. But anyway, my brother made me a nice stage, and that helped a lot. We did puppet shows in the United States. I did quite a few there in Tiffin. The pastor called me into the office one time and said, "I think you're doing more puppet shows than church work." So I changed jobs. I realized at that time, in the 50s, that I was not an administrator. I loved to do things myself, but it was hard to ask others to do it. And you can't run a Sunday school or a church by doing it all yourself. That's not fair, and it's not good. Anyway, then we went for a short term to Japan. We thought they had 3 years. Well, we took the puppets that we had, and we added quite a few more. One of the, I don't know when it was, my brother gave up the other monkey, and I named her Minnie Belle, and they're going to play for you just out of this stage. This stage was made in Japan in the latter years of my life there by a technician, and he made that wonderful little straw-covered house there with the grinding, with the water wheel and all. But he made this stage for me.
And strings and stuff, you know. And he had his own show. So we copied him. And you say something. All right. My name is Minnie Belle. Marmaduke and Minnie Belle. Minnie Belle and Marmaduke, we went many places with our curtain to just do puppet shows at the beginning, and then with a wonderful stage that Bruce Landis made. Now this is what Mr. What's-His-Name made. And she can't remember names anymore. Anyway, we'd like just to have you remember. I was the first one with this name, with this voice.
Okay.
Not darling. And then I had a softer one. And then we passed our voice on to another puppet. And we retired. So we're going to retire now. Okay.
This was her job.
When Jan started puppets in Japan, she had some college students write the...
You see, it's different. You're looking at my face. When I was doing this, you didn't see my face, did you? And that was it. That's why I did that years before these two came along and made me conscious of trying to talk with your talk and not moving your lips. But anyway, don't bother about my lips. Wendy, tell us.
Anyway, we went to Japan, and it had some shows, but we added some features.
Yes, there are quite a few nice Stife dolls here. Do you know about Stife?
Yes, teddy bears worth a million.
Teddy bears, yeah. A lot of, how many years ago that you could see a lion lying in the back of somebody's car? They were made in the Stife factory. And how many years ago I went to Connecticut and visited a woman who had a toy museum. And at that time, it was about at least 10 years ago. Well, it was 92, yeah. We found this in a catalog. I mean, I had it, but it was also in a catalog at $120. But anyway, because it had glass eyes, that particular Stipe doll was very valuable. So, funny? Can you sit up there? Okay, yeah, there. Then in Japan, it was the first, I was there 5 years, and in the first period, one of the teachers in my school introduced me to a woman who made puppets, had puppet shows herself with her husband. And she made me, Grandma? Yes. Anyway, this little girl and this little boy with their mother. I don't know where she is. She left us. I couldn't find her anywhere. And plenty place. Anyway, she's gone. But the three of them would review each lesson at the end of the 30 minutes. And the children were teaching their mother how to talk English, because Japanese kids learn English in the 7th grade. And sometimes before that, they go to private schools and learn when they're kindergarten kids.
Well, you finished?
Yes, I think I am. All right. But I never finish. The neck is very important. And she was very skillful at making a neck and putting the paper mache on it. The old ones, these are heavy. These along here, some of them are very light. The ones that she made for me afterwards. And that's a long story, which I won't tell you about. But anyway, after this show is finished, I'm going to go from the puppets now to tops. After the show, come up here, put them on your hand. Don't then put them back on the same pole. Yeah, that's an important thing. But you can make them talk, and remember the neck is really important. And if you have a wobbly neck, the puppet won't work for you. But some of them are a little wobbly. These over here, the fuzzy ones, came from my friend Kikuchi-san's shop in Narugo, Pennsylvania. Narugo, Japan, which is a hot springs town. And so people come there to sit in the hot water, and the grandma and grandpa goes home with a souvenir for the grandchildren. Those were the souvenirs that she was selling in her shop. So she had many other things too, but I got some of them. And those are nice little monkeys.